Long ago, in a future where kids could travel between planets as easily as riding a bike, there lived a curious 11-year-old named Luma. She lived aboard the floating city Aurora, which drifted gracefully around Saturn's golden rings. The city shone like a lantern in space, and its people thrived among gardens that grew in zero-gravity domes and markets that sold shimmering ice crystals harvested from the rings themselves. Most children were content to play hover tag or chase kites that glided through magnetic currents, but Luma was different. She loved machines more than games, and her best friend was a small, patched-up robot named Pip. One evening, while fixing Pip's cracked chest panel, she discovered something hidden deep inside his circuits, a glowing seed that pulsed like a heartbeat. "What are you?" Luma whispered, cradling it in her hands. Pip's dim eyes flickered blue, his voice stuttered like static. Starseed must return home, but no one in Aurora knew what home meant. Not even the star maps in the Great Library spoke of such a place. That night, as Saturn's golden light streamed through her window, Luma made her decision. She would take the starseed back to where it belonged, no matter how far she had to travel. She borrowed her grandfather's scout ship, the Firefly, a small vessel with cracked paint, but a heart that still hummed with energy. Pip joined her in the co-pilot seat, and with a soft roar, they soared out beyond Saturn's rings. Their first stop was Titan, where the dream forest stretched across the frozen surface. Towering crystal trees sang as the winds passed through their hollow trunks, and the air shimmered with strange music. There, beings of living silver appeared, tall and fluid, their forms constantly shifting like liquid mirrors. "The seed you carry is older than the planets," they told her. Their voices echoed like rippling bells. "It belongs to the heart of the universe. But beware, young traveler, the shadows seek it." Before Lemo could ask more, the Firefly's sensors detected movement. A black ship lurked beyond the forest, cloaked in darkness. Its captain was a figure known only as the Collector, wrapped in a cloak that seemed woven from emptiness itself. He followed them silently through wormholes, asteroid belts, and glowing nebulae. "Give me the seed," his voice whispered through the comms like a cold breeze, "and I will give you anything you desire." But Luma shook her head. "Some things aren't meant to be owned." The Collector never stopped chasing. Once he nearly trapped them inside the gravity well of a dead star. Another time, his ship's shadow drones surrounded them in a maze of icy comets. But Pip always found clever tricks to help them escape, and Luma's courage kept them moving forward. The journey carried them deeper than any charted map. They passed through a sea of stardust whales, vast creatures that sang in colors instead of sounds. They sailed across a nebula where lightning arched between clouds of gas, painting the Firefly in sparks of green and purple. At last, after weeks of traveling, they reached a place where the stars grew dense and the darkness hummed with power. There, at the galaxy's center, burned the heart of the universe. It was not just a star, but something alive, pulsing with shifting colors no human eyes had ever seen. The starseed trembled in Luma's hands before leaping into the cosmic light. It sprouted into a radiant tree, its roots sinking into space, its branches stretching until they touched the edges of galaxies. The collector's ship appeared, its black hull blotting out the stars. He reached for the tree of light, his cloak swirling. But as his hand touched its glow, the truth was revealed. He was no man at all, only emptiness given shape, a shadow hungry to consume what it could never be. The light burned through him, and with a howl, he dissolved into nothing, scattered among the void. The heart of the universe spoke, its voice a warmth that filled every corner of Luma's mind. Because of your courage, new worlds shall bloom. All around them, new stars flickered to life. Tiny suns sparked and ignited, scattering across the heavens. Planets formed, their surfaces glowing with the promise of life yet to come. Luma watched her heart swelling with wonder. She had planted the seeds of futures no one could yet imagine. When she returned to Aurora, the people gathered to look at the sky. Children gasped as they pointed at constellations that had never been there before, glowing with newborn fire. And whenever Pip looked up with her, his little eyes now shining brighter than ever, Luma knew their adventure was far from over. For the universe was wide, and among the stars, countless stories still waited to be told. Please subscribe to the channel for more.